And welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So, while you're wondering if LANMonkey has been wearing a mask all year, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
He might have. I have been for several years, and
that's true.
I went with my scary face for the Halloween weekend here. But tonight we're talking about your bucket list for fall, or if you prefer autumn, winter, and on beyond into 2022. How did it get to be 2022 already? Because 2020 never really happened. Yeah. So it's like, boom, we're here. All right, live audience, as always, we want to hear your thoughts. So share them with us, won't you please? It is Thursday night, 9 p.m. Time to bring the internet to a screeching halt. I'm Wits End, and it's time to bring in our bucket baboon. Some say he made Teddy Ruxpin say dirty words. Others say he's preparing for his eggnog cleanse. All we know is he's called LANMonkey.
Now the question is, how does one do an eggnog cleanse? And that will come up in an episode later this season, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
We'll cover that off. And yes, Teddy Ruxpin learned all kinds of new words.
None of them good.
Yeah, I think my wife once put a heavy metal tape into a Teddy Ruxpin. That was interesting.
Yeah, does his head spin around?
Maybe.
And then popped off.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? You know what it's time for?
No, please tell me.
It is time for us to throw out a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. And a special thanks to, well, let's start with Land Sharks, one of our corporate Denali level sponsors. Did you know goat tags are in at the Shark store?
What, pray tell, is a goat tag?
A goat tag is a tag that is a goat. It is trackable.
Oh, the goat tag.
And it's got all kinds of little Easter eggs in it. So that's cool. But that's not all. But
is it the greatest of all time? Is that kind of goat?
And more.
Okay.
Yes. But that's not all. But wait, there's more.
Tell me.
Do you prefer your goats over a barrel? Because keeping with the Swiss mountain theme, you can also get a trackable tag for your GeoPup that looks like the barrel you'd find on a St. Bernard. How cute is that?
That's adorable.
There you go. And if you like your trackables a little more three-dimensional and a little more bite to them, well, the 3D T-Rex trackable is also available. So check all of that out at landsharkswithaz.ca. And you know what?
So much good stuff.
So much good stuff. But while we're talking about good stuff, another place to find great stuff is Gold Country. Gold Country Geotourism is another one of our Denali level sponsors. They are continuing to remind us that travel is open. You can go explore goldcountry.com. But, a little caveat there. First of all, I actually want to throw out that I did see some new filming project was going on this week up in Gold Country. So I hope that went well for the crew up there. And there are places to explore and geocaches to find, but please pay attention to disabled caches and closed forest service roads.
That's right.
We need to give some of the space up there time to recover from the forest fires. If you want to know more, check them out on Facebook. It's facebook.com/explore Gold Country, or of course, goldcountry.com.
I think that goes with the know before you go.
It does indeed. It does indeed.
And before you go on the FSR.
Exactly. And as we always say, if you want to know more about supporting this very show.
And why wouldn't you really?
I know, right?
Yeah.
All the cool kids do. Well, click that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
Whew, I wasn't sure if you were going to breathe there. Hey, GSM times 2 says Bellagio would look adorable with a whiskey barrel on her collar.
Well, there you go. Landsharks.ca.
Just send the St. Bernard here as long as the barrel's full. That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Bellagio is a little less than a St. Bernard.
I will give out scritches and make a lighter load on the way back. Just strictly
You're talking
for the
about the
dog's
barrel,
benefit.
right?
Yes, of course. Yes. Just want to, give the dog a little lighter load to carry. That's all. Just
Aw,
thinking
it's
of the
very
dog.
thoughtful of you.
Oh, you're so nice. You know,
I'm something.
yeah, you're something. You love
And I
your
apparently still freak out sometimes too. So
Yeah.
mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
Check
where
all
was
the
that?
boxes.
Yeah, Wits End still freaks me out.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, folks,
Yes.
something that will not freak you out is the glow. What is the glow, you may ask?
What is the glow?
I get that question a lot. Like every week, it
Every
seems.
week around this time.
It's the geocaching log of the week. Geocaching, G, log, L, of, O, week, W. GLOE. Wait.
Oh,
I added
Where'd the
an
E
extra
come
letter
from?
in there. Just seemed to
geocaching
be
log of
fun.
Eek. It is Halloween weekend. Eek!
Is this a scary one?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Oh,
So
suspense.
what we want to know is we want to know your glow. Whether you
I've-
read it or whether you wrote it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better.
How would
an
they send
email-
one in?
Well, send an email
Okay.
or a recording. In a recording, we'd hear in your own voice.
Could they call a phone number?
Sure. They
What
could
would that
call a
phone number be?
That would be 253-693-TFTC. And shows just how you, maybe Wits End, even glows. He's got a very glowing face.
Oh, he does now.
Tonight's glow
Just for now.
is from Dora Moore. She prefaces her glow, or one might say preface, but I say preface.
This is my preface.
Jim has preface.
Yeah. But only for now. Only for now.
Okay. Dora Moore says, I achieved my glow. I achieved my goal of logging 1,000 mystery caches this year and went on to get my 7,000 find milestone. So there's only really one more goal for me this year in 2021, a glow badge for my profile. Here's my log on GC8TADW. That's just a tad of a cache there.
Yes, it is.
I hope it makes the show better.
It's a
No, I hope it
W.
makes the show, period. There you go.
GC8 Tango Alpha Delta Whiskey, and who doesn't love a little Tango Alpha Delta Whiskey?
I've never tried that particular whiskey.
This is from the True Galliano Galleries, a sandstone rock curl. And those Canadians, they love curling.
Oh,
do.
rocks and curl. Yeah, I got it.
That must be what
I was
it
thinking
is.
A wave.
A curling stone, maybe, perhaps. I don't know if it's creepy or Halloween themed. I've not read it yet. So let's read it together, shall we?
Oh, let's
Please.
do.
Well, this was quite the adventure. I'd hoped to make this cache my 7,000th find milestone, but the ferry was late getting us to the island on Monday, and I still needed about 10 caches to get first. We missed the tide that day, got my milestone elsewhere, and spent the better part of Tuesday on a long hike. So Wednesday was going to be the day to log this one. We arrived about 15 minutes after low tide and took a look at the beach. No way. I assessed the situation, and the water looked fairly shallow, so I took off my hiking boots and socks, unzipped my pant legs, and headed into the surf. It all went well till I passed that first big rock. The water was up to my thighs. I got a little further, and a ferry went by. It wasn't long till the wake was washing up under my shorts. I retreated to the beach, knowing it was only going to get worse with time. We were going to need Plan C. It's good if you can stick to just Plan C. I'm usually on Plan Q, but it says today was our last day on the island, so it was now or never. I decided to wear my runners in the water for better stability and made sure I had gloves on this time because barnacles cut. I chose to ignore the potential bad omen that was the 3 turkey vultures we saw on our way and arrived at the beach just before low tide. The water seemed to be shallower than yesterday. Doesn't say if there's a ferry coming. Let's see. I made my way into the water with Nankikoro right behind me this time. Brambling Rose was our base camp. She stayed on the beach ready to summon help should we need it. I got twice as far as yesterday, but still not quite far enough. I was running out of shallow water and the rocks were just too slippery and covered with seaweed to be safe for me to scramble on. I got a little further, then a little more. I pulled my phone and the printout of the cache page out of my pocket, and standing there, knee-deep in water, wedged between two large rocks, I made an audio recording of the answers to the questions for the cache owner. I was hoping they'd suffice because I was still not quite within the 10-meter distance required. And then I heard a very distinct sound. And Nankikoro shouted, "Whale!" I stopped pondering honeycombs and turned to see a couple of orcas. One's tail and one's back not far from shore. I briefly wondered if they might come over to eat us. Turkey, vulture, omen, you know. But the ferry came by and scared them off. I wondered about the ferry. That was foreshadowing earlier, I think. I knew the wake wasn't far behind and decided I'd had enough of an adventure for today. I'd submit my answers and hope for the best. And we turned and made our way back to the safety of the beach. Geocaching HQ posted a tweet a few weeks ago asking, "What's the craziest thing you've ever done for a cache?" I answered, "I'm pretty sure I haven't done it yet." I was right that day, but now I know. And thanks for the amazing Earth cache.
There you go. That's awesome.
Great log.
That
Yes.
was great, yeah.
Thank you, Dora Moore and team. I hope you guys had a great adventure. I think you've shared with us that you had a pretty amazing adventure. I mean, first of all, Galiano is just a beautiful place to visit anyways. I'm not sure if you guys know where that is, but it's one of the Gulf Islands. So,
so down in Florida.
yeah. Yeah, so immediately north of the San Juans, same chain of islands.
Okay.
It's just the Canadian part of it. But yes, Galiano.
They don't call them San Juans?
Sorry?
They don't call them San Juans? They don't just,
We don't.
Okay. Do you call the San Juans the Southern Gulf Islands?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, no, we call the Southern Gulf Islands the Southern Gulf Islands.
Oh.
We call the San Juans those other things.
Oh, yeah.
Those other lumps out in the water.
Yeah, that we can't go to, so it doesn't really matter. All right.
I remember when I was wiring houses many moons ago, and we worked. I wired a couple of houses in Friday Harbor, actually, on the big island there. And I remember on the ferry, I was reading some placard on there, and it talked about how many islands were up there. There are quite a few. I mean, we think there are half a dozen, but there are numerous ones that the ferry doesn't stop at.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the numbers. Forgive me for the numbers, but the paragraph said something about the number of islands, say 30, whatever number is.
30.
And then in parentheses, it said 26 at low tide or at high tide. And I thought, is it really a true island if it's only there at low tide? Because that doesn't seem to count to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I see Dick Nielsen in the chat is asking if there's a ferry to Galiano, and yes, there is. The ferry, there's a Southern Gulf Islands ferry that stops at a few of the islands, and one of the islands it stops at is Galiano.
Ferries. Bah. Hoggle
We
didn't
don't
like
need
ferries.
ferries. Oh, hey, folks, if you
Yes.
want to add to tonight's bucket list show about bucket lists, just use the hashtag bucket right there in the chat.
Yes,
And
don't
of
use
course
hashtag bouquet. It doesn't work.
No. And, don't add any other letters in place of the B trying to be cute, because that's not going to get you anywhere.
Oh, cluck it like a Colonel Sanders chicken bucket?
Yeah, it's not the same. And of course, you can use the hashtag FATAST to add something in the after show, like I know you have already been doing.
Now I'm hungry.
It's already out there with my karate chop motion.
Do you have a kung fu grip too?
I'm sure he does.
You wish. Wait. No, it didn't come
Wow,
out.
that was one of the best comebacks of the evening so far. I know you are, but what am
I
I?
wish I had a kung fu grip.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Hey,
why don't we
let's move on to
segue to
the
some
news.
news?
I'm just going to be quiet now and let you guys go on.
You got your burn in. You're good. All right. Well, hey, the first bit of news we've got coming at you guys is a reminder that as the month of October winds down, wraps up, and slaps it on the bottom, geocachers around the world are completing with their ascent of Elbrus and are getting ready for a new adventure in November when we make our way to the top of the tallest mountain on the continent of Africa. I blessed the rains down in Africa.
Yeah, I hear it rained down there.
Yeah. Well, Mount Kilimanjaro, rising above the Serengeti. Cachers have until November 1st at noon UTC to earn the Elbrus Base Camp and Summit souvenirs. So if you haven't done it, pitter patter, let's get at her before the leaderboard resets to 0 and we start our climb to Kilimanjaro. So Uhuru, the name of Kilimanjaro's highest peak and the communications officer on the Enterprise, stands at 5,895 meters tall over the plains of Tanzania near the Kenyan border. This peak is on the rim of one of the mountain's 3 volcanic cones. All kinds of other facts about Kilimanjaro are available for you if you check out the geocaching blog. But hey, let's jump right to the meat and potatoes of how one scores one's points.
I like the
Oh,
meat.
let's do.
Shall we? All right. Well, geocachers, you will need to collect 325 points to earn the Kilimanjaro Base Camp souvenir. So, as per usual, that's whatever the lowest number of points is. So, you just need to do a thing,
Okay.
and then you'll get the base camp. But if you want the summit, well, let me tell you, 5,895 points are required to earn the Kilimanjaro Summit souvenir. So, what gets us our points this go around, gentlemen?
Ooh, tell us. Tell us.
Oh, do tell. I would have no idea. It's such a mystery.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Why don't we start at the lowest points and we'll work our way up. The a found it log on any non-event and non-webcam. So you webcams and events don't count at all. So you may as well not do any.
Save them for another challenge sometime.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
But anyways, found it log on anything else is your basic 325 points. Any adventure location, well, that's 400 points per location. 450 points for a letterbox. Moving on up, we're looking at 500 points for an earth cache.
Oh, who would do those?
Oh, cool kids do the earth cache.
Well, yeah, some of the really cool kids I hear don't have
Earth
any
caches are easy. All right.
Ooh,
And
yeah, I got that graphic too, don't I?
yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to that. Add another 100 points on to 600 points if you find yourself a multi-cache. And what's the mystery? Well, the mystery is what gets you 700 points.
Ah, the mystery to me
what
is
is it?
what if you get a multi Earth cache? Do you get 900 points or
Yes.
1100 or whatever?
If
it
you
is?
can find
A multi-earth cache with a
multi-earth
stamp
cache.
would be a multi-earth cache hybrid.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
with a letterbox stamp in it.
And if there was a puzzle you had to solve to figure out the earth cache,
That's
add another
the one you
700
need.
points.
I'm
Yeah,
puzzled
that's the
already.
one cache you need, and you're
done.
finished.
Yeah.
One and done. Anyways, yes. So there's the point structure. That's what's going to start rolling out very soon.
I think says shave the webcams because they're too hairy.
That's right.
Oh, save the webcams.
No, yeah, you've got shaving on the brain. Well, at least on the chin.
Well,
Don't shave the brain.
for this week. I'm done shaving here soon.
Okay. It's interesting that the leaderboard resets the first Monday of the month, which happens to be the first day of the month.
How convenient
This
is
time.
month.
Yeah.
Right.
this? Is fine. This is good. What else?
This'll
can go?
work. Yeah.
All right. Well, while you're out there finding all of your points to reach your peak, your summit, all those things, there's some bad advice out there. Search and rescue.
There's been a
We've
lot
got
of bad advice on social media lately.
There has been, and
I mean, there's always bad advice on
Always
social
bad
media.
advice.
I was going to say, yeah. One of my favorite podcasters always gives out his social media handles at the end of the episode and says, "If you're not on Twitter, don't start. But if you are, you can follow me here." I thought that's probably some of the best advice ever. If you're not on social media, count your blessings. Don't even get started. But yeah. The first bullet point here says, don't use what 3 words. I assume since what 3 words are all crammed together, that's some kind of platform or website that I have no idea what it is because I'm old and who cares. But it's from North Shore Rescue's Facebook page, so I know it's got to be valid and fantastic advice there.
Yeah,
So-
there's
Yeah,
been
go
a
ahead,
lot
Chris.
of negative press against what 3 words lately.
Well,
Because
so here's the
Oh, go
thing: like,
ahead.
what 3 words is great for general location sharing on a casual basis. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to meet up with my friends at this coffee shop. You can use what 3 words. And where I found out about what 3 words the first time and most often is actually through geocaching puzzles. It's been
Mhm.
used because basically it combines 3 different, as Dara Moore says, it's great for puzzle caches. Combines 3 different words. And then when you run those through the What 3 Words website, it translates those 3 words, 3 seemingly random words, into a set of coordinates. It's a clever concept, but it is absolutely no replacement for either a proper coordinate system or, any other proper way you're supposed to share your location. So yeah, do not use what 3 words to save your life.
Right. So, the knock on what 3 words is the average language has about 40,000 usable words, right? There are more words, but you get to a point of those just aren't used anymore in daily speech. So you get about 40,000. You need more words than that for what 3 words to adequately locate an area. So you start using similar words and plurals of those words. And when you're trying to communicate that on maybe a spotty connection, if you've got houses, typos, and whatchamacallits as your what 3 words, and they don't hear the plurals on that could send them off somewhere else.
Yeah. It's just a bad idea.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's a fun thing to look at and maybe use for geocaching puzzles. I don't think it may take off in shipping one day, but I don't see it, like if, Amazon, here's my what 3 words address, send it there.
Yeah. So interesting, before we go on to the next one, the origin of what 3 words was actually, as I understand it, was a concert promoter who was continually having trouble finding a way to make sure that the companies supplying like the outhouses and the stage equipment and everything to the concerts he was setting up, for them to get to the right field. So he came up with this system where he could just give 3 words, they could put it into his website, and it would direct them through the app to the right location. So, great if it's like, this will get you to the field.
Right.
Right. So, however, again, the thing to always, for all these bad advice things, the thing to always keep in mind is, picture this: your life depends on this. Do you really want to screw around?
Yeah. I'm okay
All
with
right.
that. I'm okay with
It was
that.
nice knowing you, Shavy Face.
Yeah, no big deal.
Shavy face.
No great loss there. So
Shavy
continuing
Jones there.
on the bad advice theme, because I've never heard of what 3 words, and after this discussion, I don't really intend to explore it very deeply.
And somehow GSM times 2 has been reading our notes.
Ooh.
Because he says, leave what 3 words on your voicemail to save your life.
Yeah, well, apparently if you are lost in the woods, here's a little tip. the thing to do is to not update your voicemail greeting to say, "Hi, you've reached Wit's End. I'm lost in the woods right now. Please come find me. I'm at Purple Geese Alligator," whatever the three words are supposed to be. I don't know. Don't do that. Just call 911 or 011-899-831999-9819-7253
Or 911.
something like that. But call 911. It's probably better.
Oh,
I
that's so
think
easy.
911 probably works in Canada as well. If you're in Europe, it's something else. And who knows? Call 911 if you want. You'll get somebody in Texas. Maybe not.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
so yeah, there was a lot of conversation on Facebook and Twitter about if you're lost and you're in the backwoods, update your voicemail. And like, no, just don't.
No, just call 911.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like every time I call a doctor or a dentist or any of those kind of offices, the first thing the voicemail greeting always says, "If this is an emergency, hang up and call 911." And I think, duh. Or no duh, which you'd think would be opposite meaning, and they're not. But yeah, I'm having a life-threatening emergency. I'm not going to call my dentist to schedule an exam. It's just, but okay. And similarly, phone-related, if you are out hiking, if you are lost and you're hoping to get rescued and your phone rings, here's a little tip. Answer the call. I did hear about this one. Yes, there was a hiker who rejected or ignored several phone calls because he didn't know the number that the caller was calling from. And while it is entirely possible that somebody was calling him to tell him that his auto warranty was about to expire and he needed to extend it, or to offer him a better rate on his Discover card, both of which I got today at work. In this case, there were actually phone calls from rescuers saying, "We're trying to reach you. Where are you?" And he said, "I don't know the number. Not going to answer." It was the search and rescue party. So, I get it. It's kind of a pain in the neck to take those spam calls. I usually answer them and try to engage them in a conversation, which just frustrates them to no end. But answer the call.
Well, and the thing with that story is that the hiker was already overdue.
Yeah.
Right? The search and rescue was trying to contact him because if you're already overdue, because how do you not know that you're overdue?
Because you filed a trip plan. I know you did.
We're going to get to that in a minute. And your phone's ringing, then it seems like a really important time to answer the phone, even if you don't know who it is. And you know what? If you answer the phone and it is a spam call, just hang up.
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Or I got one this week asking me to sell some real estate that I didn't own, and I asked them if they wanted to extend their vehicle's extended warranty. For some reason,
they not want to engage in that conversation when you're overdue and lost in the woods.
Well, no, save your battery. But
exactly.
Made my boss chuckle in the other office.
But yeah, the key thing here is, so we've shared with you all the bad advice that's been on the internet.
Oh, and I'm full of bad advice.
But the good advice that we share with you guys often is to remember the 3 T's. And gentlemen, what are the 3 T's?
Tacos.
No,
tortillas?
Jim.
Oh,
Jim. What are the 3 T's?
Tequila.
The proper 3 T's.
trip plan.
Trip plan. Chris.
The essentials.
Take the essentials and get the training you need for the adventure you're doing. So trip plan, take the essentials and training. And out of all of those, I mean, they're all basically equally important, but all of the things that we've just been talking about here are pretty much oriented around trip plan. Yeah. If you leave a trip plan, you're going to really reduce the risk that's involved in your hike.
And you'll survive to come home safely to eat the tacos.
There you go. And then you can get the cool 3 T's.
Yes, tacos, Tecate, tequila.
There you go.
It's probably not that, but that's.
I'm going to go over the 10 essentials just because we've talked about the 3 T's, but we haven't talked about the 10 essentials in a while.
It's
and
been
I'll
a
just
little
go through. I'll just go quick.
Okay.
Number 1, navigation. Number 2, light. Number 3, kind of anti-light, sun protection. Number 4, first aid. 5 is a knife or a tool. 6, fire. 7, shelter. 8, food. 9, water. And 10, clothes.
I'll never think of sunscreen the same way. It'll always be anti-light.
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 Hey, did you bring any anti-light?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's awesome, Chris. But yes, thank you for the reminder of the 10 essentials, Chris. And remember that the essentials are seasonal.
That's
Speaking
right.
of which, I think I'm going to reach out in the next day or so to our good friends at Adventure Smart BC. So we'll be looking forward to hopefully getting Sandra on the show again, and we'll start talking about winter adventure planning.
Always good
That's right.
information.
You know
from them.
what? Even if you're going to go do something fun, like maybe snowmobiling, do a trip plan.
Mm.
Just saying. It doesn't have to be a hike. It could just be out on a winter adventure. I'm just going to go snowshoeing on a popular trail. Trip plan.
Oh, is that the game we're playing? You
Trip
start to
plan.
say something and just
Yeah.
say trip plan?
Snatch block. That's a different reference.
Trip plan. Oh. Should we just keep doing it
Trip
and see
plan.
how trip? There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. There we go. All night long. Trip plan.
Say the
right.
sacred word and win really nothing, but go ahead.
Now we're going to talk about the bucket list items. That's what we really came here to talk about. GSM times 2 says high on my, not dying is high on my bucket list, just to be on topic.
There's our segue. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, GSM times 2. right.
So we already have some bucket list items.
Yes, we do.
And folks, we need more. We want to know what's on your bucket list, geocaching related, right?
There you
And
go.
it could just be to finish off this year. It could be to finish off your climb up Mount Elbrus. Perhaps it's what you're planning to do to finish the hike up to Kilimanjaro. And, you know, of course, these are virtual mountains. We're just looking at points. Or something you're looking at to do next year. You know, now that travel has opened up a little bit, maybe you're already starting to plan your 2022. That's just wrong to say. You're right, Wits End. That's just not right.
Feels weird.
Maybe you're starting to plan your 2022 adventures. Let us know what those are.
Very
So,
cool.
J-Car starts off. He says, "My bucket list is just to have more fun."
Nice.
Fun is fun.
That's right.
But you
Yeah.
have to know how.
It's
Okay,
true.
I'll go on to the next one too. Dora Moore says, "My list is too big. I think I'm going to need a bigger bucket."
You're gonna need a bigger bucket.
Boat.
Yeah. Paraphrasing a famous line there.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, CRS 98, I think, has the right idea. Has a better question. What isn't on my bucket list? He says. Yeah. And he says, I need more of a barrel than a bucket to contain the list.
I love it. A barrel list.
It's like a barrel roll.
Tuck and roll. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Yeah, we're getting lots of them. Where were we? Just finding our way says travel is on my bucket list. 2 or 3 big events in the Northwest and finishing up with the counties in British Columbia. They say they've got all the eastern ones, but they still need Prince Rupert and Bella Coola. Well, there's some beautiful parts of British Columbia to visit there.
Nice. Skyhawker wants to get all 50 states and the oldest in each state.
Oh my. That's quite the bucket list.
Yeah, it should go to Canada, aren't there just 10 provinces or a dozen, or I forget exactly.
10
Forgive me.
provinces and 3 territories.
Okay. 13, that's a good number.
Yeah, but I mean the distance you have to travel is still enormous. So
This is true. Let's see. Skyhawker, you got that? 56 on the beach. Chosen 1978. Travel overseas to complete Jasmer.
yeah. That's completing a Jasmer is requiring more and more travel these days.
So I've heard. Yeah, I don't even remember what Jasmer is, but go do that if you want to.
That's the one cache for each
Is that
month
the difficulty
geocaching
grid?
has
Oh
existed.
no, that's the date one. I get the date one and the difficulty grid confused.
The
Right.
Jasmer and the
Fizzy is the other one, I think.
It could be the Fismer.
I haven't
and
done
you just
either
kind
of
of
them, so.
combine them both.
Oh, start a new thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll sketch up a CNW Fismer badge if you if you
Should
call
we go
us
with
from every
Fismer or
stage.
Jazzy?
Oh,
Ooh, jazzy hands.
A Jazzy Fismer?
I don't know. Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on.
What do we have?
Dora Moore.
Yep. Who's going to read?
I don't know. I think it's my turn. Dora
Okay.
Moore says, hoping to get Fizzy ×3 for the third round of the Fizzy by the end of next month. But the weather will be a factor. Got to travel a bit and then go up a ladder.
Okay.
There you go.
She's climbing that geocaching ladder.
That's right.
She
I don't know if there's
is.
any orcas or fairies involved in that.
Well, IHAM is curious whether this is a 5-gallon bucket. I think
Sure.
the size of the bucket is up to the individual cacher.
True.
It's a virtual bucket.
It's a bit bucket.
Oh, that's a digital bucket.
Let's see. GSM times 2 had mentioned that not dying is high on his bucket list, but I don't know the geocache name of Kendall here. Says, yeah, the not dying is important. Says the guy who survived the head-on collision with a semi-truck. Yes, while geocaching.
Oh my. Well, glad to hear the survival. That
Yes,
sounds
thanks
like
for
a very
thanks
dramatic
for
event.
joining us here. Yeah, that's awesome. But
Oh
wow,
my.
I bet there's a story there.
It's not as dramatic if neither one were moving.
It's not much of a collision then, is it?
No,
Yeah.
but
I do have a friend that walked into a parked car one time, but that was a different story.
But I don't. Yeah, I agree. I think there was some speed involved, and we need more of this story.
Yeah.
This guy, Rylang, I don't know if I've heard of him,
What a
but
name.
he's probably been around for a while. Says geocaching in New Zealand, Australia, and Europe.
Ooh, do it all in one day. I'll give you a bonus.
Okay.
points.
Depends on how you travel, but you might be able to do it.
It's
Yeah, I was going to
possible.
say if you get flying the right direction, maybe. Funny. UDAC would like to visit Petra.
Oh wow,
Rock on.
That would be an amazing trip.
That would be an amazing trip. That's
There
definitely.
a geocache hid there? Of course there is.
There's got to be. I think
Yeah.
there's an Earth cache there. I remember seeing it highlighted at one point by HQ in one of their blogs.
I suppose if I made it to Petra, I'd have to do Nerf cache. Val wants to cache across Canada. Val says, I've driven across Canada 3 times, but that was before caching began.
The infamous before caching
Yeah.
adventures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that so much fun if you look back and you go, boy, I wish I had known this before.
Yeah.
Well.
It's one
a
thing
good-
if it's before caching began. It's another thing
Right.
that I have been places while caching existed, but I didn't know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you just got to go back.
Yeah.
Dan says, my next quest is to find 100 terrain 4.5 caches.
That's
That
very
seems pretty
specific. Yeah.
That is.
But good on you.
Yeah, that's an interesting
And
challenge.
when you find your favorite one, call it in to 253-693-TFTC and tell us
TFTC.
all about it.
Indeed. Yes, we'd love to hear about that. We'd also love to hear your motivation of why that specific goal.
Yeah.
Dora Moore shares that she's still trying to get 1 cache on the Trans-Canada Trail in every province. She is still shy the 3 prairie provinces. Right there, smack dab in the middle of Canada.
Is that where the corner gas props are?
Yeah.
And to tear down that
Land Sharks just says
big gas station.
Azores,
That would be very cool to
or
go
if you prefer
explore.
Azores. But it's probably-
Azores?
Yeah.
Oh, Azores.
That's very tropical, very exotic.
The geocacher who didn't know he had a countdown in his name,
That's right.
RE54321, he wants to geocache in all 191 countries. That's on his bucket list.
Wow. All right.
Some of those are easier than others.
That's right.
Indeed.
Are geocaches hid in every country? I mean,
Nope.
I was going to say, I'm thinking North Korea is a tough one to.
Yep.
You can hide it in North Korea.
Yeah.
You
And
You probably
may,
should.
yeah,
you
you
may
may not
be
live
hidden in
to
North
put it on the
Korea.
website, but yeah.
We
Let's
could do
see.
an Earth cache there.
Yeah, a virtual.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
A virtual
submit it for
reward.
review. Let me know how that goes.
What else we got? GSM times 2 bucket 2 goals. Complete my cache per day list to 26. And working on double Jasmer and have triple Jasmer.
Wow. Double and triple Jasmer. That's insane. And I think I know the deal with this cache per day list getting to 26. Are you familiar with this challenge?
I've not got cache per day to 1, so no, I'm not.
So there's certain, I think it's 1, 11, and 26 finds the shading on the number in your stats gets a little bit darker. So I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that's the objective there, is to get them to the darkest color or the darkest shade.
And you would know dark. No.
His personality is.
Oh, okay.
Ari specifies that geocaches are hidden in 191 different countries. There are more countries than that.
There you go. Excellent.
Yeah. North Korea is out.
Yeah, no.
But, JCar says North Korea, a virtual cache called Rocket Man.
There you go. What could possibly go wrong?
I think it's going to be a long, long time.
Yeah. I think you're right. Well played, my friend. Kendall has a bucket list item, which is to have real Nanaimo bars from Nanaimo.
There you go.
Ooh. How long do we have to wait for something like that?
That depends. If you want to come on up, you just need your PCR test.
There you
Need a
go.
negative PCR test, and you can come have Nanaimo bars.
I keep seeing a website for a bunch of zip lines and stuff at some wild park in Nanaimo that sounds really fun.
Yep. Wild play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Been there?
I have not been specifically to that one.
Oh,
but,
okay. I was gonna say, there's probably an Earth cache there that you found, but
there's Earth caches near there that I have found. Yes. There you go.
Yes,
GSM times 2.
Yeah.
Yep. It says it's 1, 6, 11, 26, and 100.
bingo.
The different shades for your stats.
100.
No.
Does that
We're
really
supposed to be
happen?
yelling out trip plan. Trip plan.
Oh yeah. Snatch block.
Oh, let's see. Seebeck Tribe says to attend GeoWoodstock and HQ celebration this year.
Awesome.
There you go.
Or next year.
Next year, 2022.
August.
Perhaps it's this year when you're listening to it, dear listener.
That's right.
And if it's not yet the end of 22 or the end of summer 2022, please make plans to join us at both of those events.
Indeed. We look forward to seeing everybody there.
What Coaster calls that the 5 shades of geocaching.
There you go.
As opposed to the 3 shady geocachers here on the podcast.
On this podcast, exactly. Keeping the theme of traveling to mega events going, Chosen 1978 says they would love to get to the 3 big NorthWest events.
Why, there were only 2 mentioned by Seebeck Tribe. What could the third one be?
Well, I believe as long as Going Ape happens, but again, so shout out here to anybody from the Washington State Geocaching Association. If you got any news or you want to come on the podcast and talk about Going Ape, we'd love to have you. So
Yeah, we know the Ape Queen.
yeah.
No, you don't.
No?
Oh, is there a new Ape Queen?
There's a new Ape Queen.
Ooh.
We know the Ape Queen.
Oh, okay.
There may be some new imposter,
The original
but we know the Ape Queen.
version 1,
Yes.
There
1.0.
you go. Landsharks say that Northwest Territories and Nunavut are higher latitudes and are on their list. Yes,
Okay.
those are 2 of our northernmost territories.
Thank you for doing that. I would not have figured out what NU
I figured it
was.
would be best if I read that one. Yeah.
But NU.
Newt and new. What are these things?
Yeah.
Now you sound like Steve Martin being Inspector Clouseau.
Ah.
Thank you.
I would like to have a hamburger. Gas Station Tuna would like to also complete a Jasmer and my cache birthday calendar. My Fizzy, create an Earth cache. LANMonkey approves. And to fill his puzzle calendar.
Wow, that's a lot of achievements ahead.
Yeah,
Good to have goals.
good to have goals.
I'm working hard on an Earth cache here in my area. I think I finally got the information I'm looking for. So,
Nice.
well, you know, I'm not like you two.
Ah,
I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Yeah.
gotcha.
See that play on words? You too.
Okay, finish it off before it's Sunday, Bloody Sunday, will you?
Kitty Quest would like to go to the mega event in Fredericton, New Brunswick, July 2023.
Very cool.
How was
Fredericton's
that?
a beautiful town.
Was that
All
okay
right.
that I whispered the entire thing?
Absolutely. It seems highly appropriate.
Everybody's just turned up the sound on their speakers, and then we speak again. Oh,
Ah!
why do they do that?
Yes, and then the next one's contributed by Boomer. No, it's not. Never mind. But the next one is from Wet Coaster. Bucket list is the 3 territories, Newfoundland and the British Isles, with the Channel Islands.
Nice.
I've got lots of channels on my cable system and nothing to watch worth watching on any of them.
That's different.
Oh, okay.
So how about you guys? Do you have any bucket list items for this year or into next year that you'd like to achieve?
I consider it a major milestone if I just make it to next Thursday to be right here.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh.
true.
We want you here, so yes. How about you, Chris?
You know, the big 3 events are a really big draw for me next year. And, well, you know, we've been waiting for those for a couple of years. So they're going to live up to the hype. I'm convinced of it.
I'm certain of it as well. Yes. I've got an inside scoop, and I think you're right.
How do you have this scoop?
Well, I know people.
Okay.
All right.
You must serve a lot of ice cream.
Yes. For me, yeah, I mean, obviously the big 3 events, but a bucket list item for me that I would really like to do is to do another live podcast from the new Shark store with you two guys in person.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be
I
great.
really want that to happen soon.
Well,
So
can we make it happen in December? We might be able to.
It is stolen season.
It is stolen season, yes.
No, you're supposed to buy things. You guys you don't know how this works, do you?
Give,
I do.
take. Yeah.
We have the Land Sharks approval.
Oh, okay.
Ah, there you go. Wow.
And I'm just going to save this post. So anytime we think, you know, do you think the Land Sharks would approve? We're just going to post this.
Post that one. Right there, yes. That works for me.
Oh, wait. And this one. We will make Nanaimo bars.
The ante just went up.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So we got to figure out how
It's
we're going
not
to make this
stolen,
happen.
but they're okay.
Okay. They're okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're stolen first, and then I'm a bars.
Thank you. I
Wow.
appreciate that, Jim.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. 3 hams. I think I've got this to list here. No, that's GSM times
That's
2.
GSM
Well,
times 2.
I went out of order.
Let's read that. one.
GSM times 2 says doing all of the California Highway 1 adventure series and many of the historic Route 66 adventure labs with my Muggle wife. Why not do them all? Why not do all of the Route 66 adventure labs? I mean,
Sure.
what
Get
else
your
do you have to
kicks.
do? You know, it's only going to take you like 3 or 4 months on the road.
Piece of cake.
There you go.
Okay, there's 3 hams. Anybody want to read it? Or
please.
I will.
Go ahead.
Sorry, 3 hams and nobody wants to read your post.
tried.
Bucket list to place throwdowns on 10 LANMonkey hides and armchair 10 LANMonkey puzzles.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
You know what? I'm going to go back and change mine. I want to do this too.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all right. My bucket list is to delete people's logs from my caches, so that works out really well.
Ouch.
Maybe I'll start a bucket list and then put archive party on it.
There you go, archive party. That is the best thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
if
I've
you're going
given
to
up.
throw a party,
Yeah. Archive parties that kind of have. There you go. Hashtag archive party.
Hashtag archive party. There you go.
Yeah.
there you go.
Now, I've
Three
pretty much
hands.
given up bucket lists, so I'm glad. I would love to see you guys at a party or make a day trip up to GeoWoodstock. But other than that, I have no idea what's going to happen next year. Let's see if I live that long.
You will live that long. I would
Your
love to be
facial
able
hair
to,
may not live that long.
No, maybe not. Yeah.
I would love to find a way to make sure we can do sometime soon a live event together. I would really look forward to doing that. That would be a lot of fun.
And
Agreed.
More than just across the border at Pete's Arch Park, right?
Yeah, an actual live podcast event from the new Shark store.
I like it.
That's what I want to do. All right. So, do we get through them all? What do you think?
I think we caught up
I
on
think
the.
so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of goals happening here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Guys,
you know what?
think-
Actually, hold on a second before we do
oh,
that.
please.
What I
What?
haven't done is we did post this stuff out on social media. I'm going to head over to the social medias. I'm going to see if people replied there.
All of the media?
Yeah, go check your 3 words account.
Yeah, my what 3 words
Oh
again.
wait, no.
So I am looking at Facebook. And
Yes, I see Greenword says first I need to find the bucket.
I've
Oh, I
got
think that was Limax.
Just Joey. Her caching goal is to go caching with land monkeys and land sharks.
Aw,
There you go.
that sounds nice.
I bet you we can make that happen. And Ken posts that his bucket list item is attending a mega event. He's never been to one. Hopefully next year. I hear there's one in BC in 2022. Maybe
I've heard.
Maybe meet some prominent geocachers, vloggers, and podcast hosts. That's awesome.
Maybe.
Yep, absolutely. So that was anything else here? Hold on.
GSM times 2 says do the land shark thing the week between GeoWoodstock and the
Ooh.
anniversary event.
Well, I would love to do one sooner, so maybe we do 2 land sharks. events.
Yeah. Well, that we could do maybe one this year
Just living wild now.
things work out. But we could do one next year as well.
Also off of Facebook, Melinda wrote that her bucket list item for next year is the ape cache. She says,
Ooh.
I've climbed that mountain the hard way while I was very ill and I got the tribute cache, but now I want to do it the easy way for the
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah, the first time we did it was the real cache, but the tunnel was not open, and the bridge was washed out to the west of the cache. So we did work pretty hard for that one.
That was still very memorable and a lot
It
of
was fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very cool. All right. So those are the responses I could find on social media.
Wet Coaster wants to know if you're checking AOL.
I did. That was the first place I went.
And
Okay.
CompuServe?
Couldn't you hear the modem?
How about Prodigy?
Yeah.
GeoCities.
Wow.
Oh yeah, my GeoCities website in Heartland. 7546, I think.
Hey, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in tonight. Even if you're dialing up through AOL, we appreciate it. And we hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest. LANMonkey would like to take a moment and thank our land sharks and Gold Country Geotourism. That's our corporate Denali level sponsors.
I would. Thank you.
You're welcome.
LandSharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. Remember, they ship orders online daily. And hey, check your inbox for the latest Land Sharks newsletter featuring
I'm
the
gonna go
products
there
we
right
talked
now.
about earlier and all kinds of other great news. And if you're not subscribed, well, why not? All the cool
Doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
honestly, people, come on. All right. Hey, and speaking of cool places to go, Gold Country. Check them out for amazing geocaching adventures at exploregoldcountry.com. And we want to thank all of our faithful Denali level supporters. That's landsharks.ca, Gold Country Geotourism, Team Squirrel Groovy Owl, and Cachly, the geocaching application.
And we want to thank people like Emner,
And just finding our way.
MC3 Cats,
LG 9000,
Broncos fan for life.
Logwork,
Gas Station Tuna,
Keats 94.
the Seebeck Tribe,
our glowiest glower, Doramore,
Team Noltex.
CRS 98,
Kennel Barb,
The Geo Travelers.
Antaeus,
Trexer Zero,
Peach of Washington.
you, Dak,
T Sayer,
Geo Nav Pros.
Limax,
Ari, 54321,
Wet Coaster.
I think that's how it goes. Trip Plan,
That's right. Snatch Block.
and Jim's watching you, Donners.
on a boat.
Subway Mark.
You talks to rocks. I seem to be getting all the you ones tonight.
It's all about you.
Genies,
Tick Magnet.
The Camp Clan,
GSM times 2.
the Ackerdock,
B Pendragon,
Winos Seattle.
Kid Vegas 19,
Fairwood West,
3 Hems and a Rose.
Alarobrick.
Sprouter, who I ran into this week.
Oh,
Nice. Did you say your story?
Corscott.
Sege Hove,
Greenwards,
Boomer 365.
Kev MacD,
and joining us in the chat and joining us is our newest patron, Skyhawker.
Trip Plan,
Folks, it's time
Is it really
for a
the time?
segment, which not necessarily new, but
No.
still somewhat interesting. At last. You may ask what the last is. Well, it's an acronym. Last means listeners ask some things, and now we get to answer. If you'd like to ask some things, you can call in to 253-693-TFTC. Ask us your things, or you can email us your thing at, no, don't do that.
don't do that. Please don't do that.
Ask us a question at feedback@cachingnw.com. We just broke LANMonkey.
Oh, why do you do things like that, Chris? I'm just going to say the first thing on my mind. That's
You're
my
still
Yeah,
trying
so-
to understand him? No.
No. Seebeck tries. I hope Sprouter's okay since you ran into him.
That's
Well,
right.
exactly.
Yeah, he'll be okay. So if you had a personal mascot, what would it be?
Hmm.
If you had a
There-
personal mascot,
All right, live listeners and viewers and watchers, share with us if you had a personal mascot, what would it be? What do you
I
think,
don't
guys?
know.
Interesting.
for some
one, eh?
reason, Brylinks is a bear.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wonder why that would be.
We just can't bear him.
Ah. I really have no idea what a mascot. What would my mascot be? I marched with our high school marching band in our high school mascot costume. Does that count?
Yes. What was it?
I think you were a personal mascot.
That's right. I was a mascot. We the Braves.
The Braves,
Yeah, speaking of Braves,
who
it's nice of
happen to be
Major-
playing in the World Series at
I
the
was going
moment.
to say, it was really nice of Major League Baseball to take Thursday off so everybody could be here tonight.
Travel days.
And tomorrow and Saturday, Sunday, we can watch the Houston Astros go down in flames, hopefully. Go Braves.
So you're saying
Not
you're
like I
an
really
Astros
have,
fan.
yeah, but
Okay.
yeah. It's my two favorite teams, the Mariners and then whoever's playing the Astros.
Okay. Oh, we have some interesting ones here. The hosts have their 3 puppets.
That's true.
We do. Mine's way over there, though.
Ari
here.
says
See
his
mine
would be a sloth,
I've
does West Coaster. Sloth
yeah,
is
I've
my spirit
considered
animal. Gas Station Tuna says a baker named Charlie. Long and involved story, but don't mess with the baker.
There you go.
Oh,
Monkey cakes.
Monkey Cake says a monkey.
There you go. That's appropriate.
Chosen 1978 says a hedgehog. I have one attached to my GPS for years.
Okay.
There you go.
CRS 98 says a beer.
Beer is the
Maybe-
spirit.
Maybe
Is
he
that a
meant to say
typo or is
bear.
it actually?
Either way, he can't be wrong there.
No.
I would go with something maybe like a lion, but you don't know if I'm telling the truth.
It's true.
Interesting. Jim and I are still thinking. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I never have come up with anything great. Once upon a time, I filled out an online quiz to find out what my Harry Potter Patronus or whatever that thing is, but I don't remember what it was. It's probably a weasel or something.
Oh, you know what? You guys think about it. I'll just keep reading in the script.
All
It
right.
says, thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. And if you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about, because we'll probably do it. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other podcast things. Subscribe and give us a review. Of course, you can call into 253-693-TFTC and ask us a question, leave us a comment, or you know what? Help us figure out what our personal mascot should be any time of the day or night. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Now, join us every Thursday. That's every Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific for a live show and even livelier chat. This show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2021 by Chris Umfenauer. And folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
The after show.
Now, was that live or pre-recorded?
I can tell you my favorite professional sports mascot,
Okay.
the Philly Fanatic.
Well, that's the fuzzy.
I thought
The big
Orange one?
green monster from
The
green one, yeah.
or green thing.
I
from
thought you were going to go with the
Philadelphia
moose
Phillies. No,
because he's on the list.
he's on the list. Yeah,
the reindeer.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb
He's not
the
a
reindeer.
moose. Rhubarb the reindeer is the minor league Rangers mascot. Yes. No, the Philly Fanatic is fun. Hours of entertainment on YouTube if you go Google Phillies Fanatic, and very expressive mascot.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're GSM times 2, he don't need no stinking mascot.
Okay.
And Ari says the Philly Fanatic is the weirdest mascot.
Yes, it is.
Yes, very strange but entertaining.
It reminds me of, I don't remember, they're your favorite Muppets, Wits End, but I can't remember their names.
Oh, yeah, you mean like the yip 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 yip. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it
The
reminds me.
aliens.
The aliens, yeah.
The two aliens.
Could be a chicken, When you find yourself in danger, when you're threatened by a stranger, when it looks like you will take a licking, buck, 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 buck. There is someone you can turn it on. There's a call for Super Chicken. Afraid you have to overlook it. Besides, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. He will drink a super sauce and throw the bad guys for a loss, and he will bring them in alive and kicking. No buck, buck, bucks. Come on. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know that song at all.
I got no bucks. UDAX with GSM times 2. We don't need no stinking mascot, but I'll take a badge.
I don't need a badge. I'll take a beer. No, it's
There you go.
The
All kinds of
Oh,
training going on.
listen to what GMSG. You know that
Listen to
guy?
this guy.
GSM times 2. He says something nice, and I can't pronounce his name.
That'll teach him.
He's not complaining, but he loves how the host interacts with the live audience. Very few other podcasts do that.
Nice. Well, thank you.
We appreciate GS Times because oh yeah, the yip yips. There you go. And
Ah.
by the way, you guys didn't hold up your end of a bargain, but GSM times 2 put in the cluck cluck clucks.
Ah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Nice.
there you go. And if we flash them enough, it makes
Yeah.
up for all the ones we missed.
Yeah.
Oh, J-Car wants a Squatch.
Hmm.
That was the
That was the Sonics one.
Sonics.
Yeah, that's a good one.
As in Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But I think he just went by Squatch.
Oh, okay. Well, that's almost like Quachi, which was one of the 3 Olympic mascots for the
Oh,
Winter
yes.
Olympics in Vancouver.
What about the
Squatch.
Weedle and the Needle?
Ah, the Weedle.
There you go. That's LANMonkeys right
That's
there.
LANMonkeys, yeah. I think the Weedle even wished LANMonkey happy birthday once upon a time. Not
He
sure how that
did.
happened.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, you got to know where he is at the needle.
Hmm.
Well, if you see that red light blinking,
I don't know.
Right.
What does that mean? Red
means
and
the Weedle's on the
flashy.
needle.
Yeah.
There's a Weedle on the needle. And I
Oh,
know
okay.
just what you're thinking. But if you look up late at night, you can see his red nose blinking.
Keep going.
That's all I remember, but I remember specifically that part of the book from my childhood. That's just
Nice.
so yeah. When what was it, a year ago? Maybe 2. Well, it was shortly after you started the new job, Jim, when the Weedle came up. And I knew instantly about the Weedle. And I think that surprised you that I knew what the Weedle was.
Yeah. I love it surprising, but it was something that I was not familiar with. Like, oh,
Okay.
that's awesome that you know that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And I
Some
put in a
true-
phone call and he showed up for you.
Iham does know where the Weedle is.
Well, not anymore, you don't.
Oh.
Last I heard he was in the trunk of a Chevy Impala.
On top of the needle, though, right?
Because the location that he was stored in has been sold. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah.
All right.
My coworker says
It's not like something terrible has happened.
No,
to people
no,
in the
no,
trunk of an
no.
Impala
There was a
because he
Weedle
owed money
costume.
to somebody.
No, the Weedle costume at a radio station that my employer no longer owns, and I asked my coworker who cares for the Weedle, and he said he used to wear the Weedle to hand out Halloween candy.
That's
I
so
said, "Hey, did you rescue the Weedle?" He goes, "Yeah, he's in the trunk of my Impala." Freshly restored mint, looking very nice Impala, by the way. But yeah,
very cool.
Oh, that's
Very cool.
hilarious. So the Weedle had some gambling debts, and he's in the back of an Impala at the moment.
I can neither confirm nor deny. But I can tell you that just finding our way said that Chris looks like it's now cool enough in the Northwest for Pendleton wool shirts.
This isn't an official Pendleton, but yeah. My home office gets a little chilly, so I put on a flannel shirt today.
Flannel.
It's just so comfy and warm.
It is.
But I roll up the sleeves, so I look cool.
You are one of the cool kids.
Yeah. Let's see. CRS98 said the San Diego Chicken was the original mascot. Bryling says a Sasquatch egg was spotted near the Sasquatch Inn today.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that shared on some of the social medias.
I didn't know Sasquatches were egg laying.
They apparently come from eggs. Yes. It's a term for the particular boulder. But
Wet Coaster says I'm channeling my inner lumberjack.
Yeah,
I'm a lumberjack, and that's okay.
I was looking at a FATAS from CRS98 who shares that they get their new GeoPup on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Her name is Pearl, and she is an 8-week-old Labradoodle.
That's
that
awesome.
sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun on the trails.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that
Labradoodles are really nice.
I love that he spelled Perl as the coding language too. That's fantastic.
Yes, he did too.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been dogless now for a few years and I miss a dog.
Yeah. I vicariously enjoy other people's dogs. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Congrats, CRS 98.
It's kind of like boats that way. Somebody goes, I want a boat. And my other friend says, no, you don't want a boat. You want a friend that has a boat.
Yeah. Same thing with dogs.
Yeah.
Kids. Yeah.
You know what? I can just mail you guys some dog hair and put googly eyes on it, and it'll be your own little pet.
There you go.
It'll be about the size of a chihuahua once I brush my dog. So,
Sounds like a plan.
okay.
What else have we got?
UDAC says GCHQ is on TikTok. Are you? Well, if you're not on TikTok, don't start. But if you are
That's right.
already, go ahead and find GCHQ.
And I can say I am not, and you're welcome.
Yeah. I got enough social media platforms. What I did is I went into TikTok, created the account to reserve my spot so that somebody else doesn't use my name.
Handle.
But I've never ever posted anything. I'm just not
Thank you.
interested in TikTok.
You're just not trusted. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Not on TikTok. GSM times 2 missed the after show announcement. It was definitely there. GSM
It was there.
times 2.
The after show.
There it is again.
You know, I timed it just right tonight. And I want you to stay tuned and it came in with the after show just at the right time. I was really proud of that one.
Maybe that's
so
what
maybe
threw
he
him off.
missed it because it was so smooth.
Yeah. He's used to us tripping over ourselves. Yeah. Speaking of which, Trip Plan.
Chosen in 1978 says I brushed me one of my chihuahuas the other day, and I swear we got another dog out of all the fluff.
Oh man, I remember our black lab was that way. We could, dog hair in our house was a condiment. I tell people, And on the dog topic there, I see that Pearl is named after the physicist who discovered the tau lepton and won the Nobel Prize in physics, not the coding language. And no need to apologize. That's awesome and nerdy, and I love it anyway. So,
Yes, but it was a very nice tip of the hat to Canada to apologize.
there you go.
Well, I think he said sorry and not sorry.
There you go. We had some more FATAS from UDAC. This is interesting. A milestone was passed today, the 1 millionth waymark.
Rose was so happy.
Hooray! Look, I got confetti going.
Yay.
So there you go.
Oh, I wonder if I still have fireworks. Let's see. Hey, look at that.
There you go. And remember, if you're interested in taking up waymarking, our friend Nick from Cashly has created the Waymarkly app, so you can download
I've done
that.
a couple of those.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Thank you, UDAC, for sharing that.
The Waymarkly app makes it much easier to submit waymarks, let me tell you.
Okay.
UDAC also says, she says on the 10/12 edition of GCHQ's newsletter, did anyone notice a graphic of attributes with a coming soon message? Anyone? Like Ari? No, what's this? What that's about? Words tough. Not flow.
No,
I'm sure
no idea
someone
what that's
does.
about. If I understood what Chris said correctly, yeah.
So interesting. There's a coming soon message.
But you know what? There's always something fun coming soon from GCHQ.
Yeah.
And either the lackeys are trained well, or they really don't know everything that's coming up,
or they're severely threatened.
Yeah. Well, that okay.
How do you like your job?
I was going with trained, but yeah, threatened may work too.
Yeah.
Who knows what that could possibly be? Who would know such a thing?
I
Da,
don't.
da, da, da.
Oh, I must be channeling my inner Yoda.
Yeah.
No,
Is that
not
what's
how he
going
does.
right. GSM times 2. I think you missed the earlier comment when you started with the I am not complaining. The preceding comment
Oh,
was asking if anyone has noticed that we no longer prepare for the show. We just let the live audience provide all the content. So he's suggesting that perhaps the live audience should get paid the same salary the hosts do.
that seems fair.
Yeah. I got a surprise for you.
He's on to you guys.
Yeah.
Actually, we really enjoy these episodes.
Yeah, these are
We
actually
love-
a nice break for us because
Yeah.
normally it's quite a bit of work to put an episode together.
And we really enjoy the interaction. GSM times 2 said it, that we interact a lot with the live listeners, and we do it because we love it. We love to be able to sit down and talk with you. It's a lot like being in a coffee shop, except we can't see you.
There's that.
It's like being in a dark coffee shop.
Yeah. You can see us, and for that, I apologize.
Dora Moore says, I want double the salary, or I won't participate anymore.
Okay.
That's it. You're not getting any more 2021 glow badges. Just the one, no more.
Okay.
Wow. Somebody's playing hardball.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Well,
Hey, folks, I think that's enough. We've had enough.
you're done.
Wait, you've had enough of us. I think that's really what it is. Hey, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And until next week, get out and get caching.